This is section 5.6, and we are going to solve equations that contain decimals. And we're going to apply the addition and subtraction properties of equality. And this is just like when we solve with integers, only we're using decimals. So we have x plus 3.7, and we want to get the x alone. So I'm going to subtract the constant 3.7 from both sides of this equation, and x is equal to 1.72. And then I'm going to check my solution. So I start with my original equation, x plus 3.7 equals 5.42. And I'm going to replace my solution, 1.72 plus 3.7, to make sure it equals 5.42. So this does in fact equal 5.42. So I get this balance statement, and I know I did it correctly. Next, I'm going to solve for y, and I want to get the y alone on the right side of the equation. So I want to get rid of the constant, negative 6.1. So I'm going to add 6.1 on both sides of the equation. So negative 35.4 plus 6.1 is negative 29.3, and this cancels, and there's my solution. So I will check my solution by substituting my solution in the original equation for y, and when I put negative 29.3, and I have negative 35.4 on the left, and on the right this is negative 35.4 as well. So I get my balance statement to check my solution, negative 29.3. Now I'm going to be applying the multiplication and division properties of equality. So I have t divided by 10.2 equals negative 4.5. So since they're dividing by 10.2, I'm going to multiply both sides of this equation by 10.2. So I'm left with t on the left, and negative 4.5 times 10.2 is negative 45.9. Now I'm going to check my solution. T divided by 10.2 equals negative 4.5 by replacing t with the solution negative 45.9, dividing by 10.2 to make sure it equals negative 4.5, and it does. So negative 4.5 equals negative 4.5 is my balance statement, which checks my solution. This time I want to get z alone on the right side of the equation, so I'm going to divide by the coefficient. I don't change its sign. I'm dividing both sides by negative 4.2. So negative 25.2 divided by negative 4.2 is positive 6, equaling z. So I will check my solution. Negative 25.2 equals negative 4.2 times z, which I'm saying is 6. And I get my balance statement, negative 25.2 on both sides. Here I am going to solve an equation. It takes two steps. I want to get x alone on the left, so I need to get rid of the constant and the coefficient both. So first I'm going to eliminate the constant by adding 3.85 to both sides of this equation. So I have 2.4x equaling an 8.63 plus 3.85 is 12.48. And now I'll divide by the coefficient 2.4 on both sides of the equation. And 12.48 divided by 2.4, x is equal to 5.2. Now I'm going to check my solution. So I'm going to take 2.4 times x, which is 5.2. I'm checking to make sure this satisfies the equation, minus 3.85. To be sure, it equals 8.63. So in fact, when I multiply 2.4 times 5.2 and subtract 3.85, I get 8.63 on both sides. So it balances. And next I have to simplify the expression on the left before I can go to solve this equation. So I'm going to be distributing 0.03 and multiplying twice. So 0.03 times x is 0.03x. And 0.03 times positive 4 is a positive 0.12. And on the right I have 0.01x plus 2.8. So what I see is that I have x's on both sides of this equation, so it's going to take 3 steps to solve. And the first step is to work with the variable terms. And so I have 0.03x and 0.01x. So I'm going to subtract 0.01x on both sides of the equal sign. So I have 0.02x plus 0.12 is equal to 2.8. So now I'm going to focus on the left side of the equation. I want to eliminate the constant. I'm going to subtract 0.12 from both sides of this equation. So 0.02x is equal to, I'm going to do 2.8 minus 0.12, and I get 2.68. And then I'll divide by the coefficient 0.02. So I'm going to do 2.68 divided by 0.02, and that leaves me with my solution of 134. And now I want to check my solution. So I'm going to start with the original equation, and I'm going to plug 134 in for x in both places. Now I don't distribute when I do a check. So I have 0.03, and I'm replacing this x with 134 plus 4. And on the right side of the equation, 0.01 times 134 plus 2.8. So that's 0.03, and doing what's in parentheses is 138. So when I multiply, I get 4.14. And on the right, 0.01 multiplied by 134 is 1.34, plus 2.8 is also equal to 4.14. So my solution checks. And here are some problems for you to try.